Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna. Today, we talk about education. Education is very important in our life. We go to school when we are children. We learn many things there. We learn to read, write, and count. We also learn about the world. I think school is a great place. We meet friends there, we play and study together. Teachers help us every day. I liked school very much when I was a child. Did you like school? Today, my friend Mark is here with me. Hi, Mark. Let's talk about education together.
Hi, Anna. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Yes, I liked school too. School is a very special place. We spend many years there. I started school when I was 6 years old. I remember my first day. I was a little nervous, but my teacher was very kind. She helped me feel good. I made many friends on my first day. We played games and learned new things. School gave me many good memories. I think education is the most important thing in life. Without education, it is hard to get a good job. I am happy to talk about this today.
Yes, Mark, I agree with you. Education helps us in so many ways. First, we learn to read. Reading is very important. We read books, signs, and messages every day. Second, we learn math. Math helps us count money and understand numbers. Third, we learn about history and science. These are very interesting subjects. I loved reading class the most in school. My teacher always told us fun stories. I think every child needs a good teacher. A good teacher makes learning fun. Children learn better when they are happy. What was your favorite subject in school, Mark?
My favorite subject was science. I loved learning about animals and plants. Our teacher always brought interesting things to class. One day, she brought a small fish. We all looked at it and asked many questions. I also liked sports class. We played football and basketball. Sports are good for our body. They also teach us how to work as a team. I think physical education is very important for children. A healthy body helps us learn better. Anna, do you think children should have more sports at school? I believe movement helps the brain work better. It is very important.
I completely agree, Mark. Children need to move. They cannot sit all day. When children play and move, they feel better and learn more easily. I think schools should have sports every day, not only once or twice a week. But I also think art is very important. In art class, children draw and paint. They use their imagination. Art helps children express their feelings. Some children are very quiet, but they can show their feelings through art. Music is also wonderful. When I was a child, I loved singing at school. I think all subjects are important. Every child is different and likes different things.
That is so true, Anna. Every child is different. Some children love reading. Some love drawing. Some love numbers. Good schools understand this. They give children many different activities. This helps every child find what they love. I remember one boy in my class. He was not good at math, but he was amazing at drawing. His teacher always praised his art. This made him feel confident. He grew up and became a great artist. I think teachers must see the talents in every child. When a teacher believes in you, you can do great things. Every child has something special inside.
Yes, teachers are so important. They are like second parents to us. They spend many hours with children every day. Teaching is not an easy job. Teachers must be patient and kind. They must explain things clearly. Sometimes a child does not understand a lesson. A good teacher explains it again in a different way. My math teacher was amazing. When I did not understand something, she drew pictures to help me. Pictures made the lesson much easier. I was very grateful for her help. I think we should say thank you to our teachers more often. Teachers work very hard for us every day.
Absolutely, Anna. Teachers deserve much more respect and appreciation. In some countries, teachers earn very little money. This is not fair. Teaching is one of the most important jobs in the world. Without good teachers, there are no doctors, engineers, or scientists. Everyone needs a teacher first. I had a history teacher who loved his subject very much. His excitement made us excited too. He told stories about old kings and great events. I never fell asleep in his class. A passionate teacher changes everything. When a teacher loves what they teach, the students feel it. That energy is very powerful and unforgettable.
I had a teacher like that too. She taught us English. She brought songs, games, and movies to class. Learning English felt like playing, not studying. I think the way we teach is very important. Old teaching methods were very strict. The teacher spoke and students listened quietly. They could not ask questions. Now, modern teaching is different. Students ask questions, they work in groups, they do projects together. I think this is much better. Children learn more when they are active. They remember things longer when they do them, not just hear them. Good teaching is like a door. It opens the world for children.
That is a beautiful way to say it, Anna. Education really opens doors. Let me talk about technology now. Today, many children use computers and tablets at school. They watch videos and play educational games. Technology makes learning very interesting and fast. My little nephew loves learning with his tablet. He watches science videos and then asks his parents many questions. Technology helps children learn at their own speed. Some children are slow learners. That is okay. With technology, they can watch a lesson again and again. This is a great advantage. I think technology is a wonderful tool for education when teachers use it in the right way.
Yes, technology is wonderful, but I also think we must be careful. Children should not spend too many hours looking at screens. It is not good for their eyes or their health. Balance is very important. Children need technology, but they also need books, pencils, and paper. Writing by hand is still very important. It helps the brain remember information better. I still write notes by hand when I study something new. It helps me a lot. Also, not all families have tablets or computers at home. Some children are poor. Schools must help these children too. Every child deserves a good education, rich or poor. That is a basic right.
You are absolutely right. Education is a human right. Every child in the world should go to school. Sadly, this is not always the case. In some poor countries, many children do not go to school. Some children work instead of studying. They help their families earn money. This is a big problem. Without education, these children have fewer opportunities in the future. Many organizations around the world work to help these children. They build schools and give free books. I think this is very important work. We must support education everywhere. A better educated world is a better and more peaceful world for all of us.
That is so sad, but true. Education changes lives. I read a story about a girl in Africa. She walked 5 kilometers every day to go to school. She was very determined. She studied hard and won a scholarship to a university. Now she's a doctor. Her whole village is very proud of her. Stories like this show the true power of education. When we have the chance to study, we must use it. We must not waste it. I always tell young people to study hard and never give up. Learning is sometimes difficult, but it is always worth it. The effort we put into education always brings good results in the end.
What an inspiring story. I love hearing things like that. It reminds us how lucky we are. Many of us have schools near our homes. We have books, teachers, and computers. We should not take this for granted. Every morning we go to school, we have a great opportunity. I also want to mention learning languages. Learning a second language is very valuable today. English is spoken all over the world. If you speak English, you can talk to millions of people. You can find better jobs. You can travel more easily. I started learning English at age 8. It was difficult at first, but I kept trying. Now, look at me. I host a podcast in English.
Yes, you do, and you do it very well. Learning languages is fantastic. When you learn a new language, you also learn about a new culture. You understand people from other countries better. This is very important in today's world. The world is becoming smaller because of the internet and travel. We meet people from many different countries. Speaking their language is a great sign of respect. Even a few words in someone's language can make them smile. I always try to learn a few words when I visit a new country. People appreciate it so much. Language learning also keeps our brain healthy and active. It is like exercise for the mind.
Exercise for the mind. I like that idea very much, Anna. Our brain needs exercise just like our body. Reading books is also great exercise for the brain. I read every day, even if only for 15 minutes. Reading helps us learn new words. It also helps us understand different ideas and opinions. When I was a teenager, I did not like reading very much. I preferred watching TV. Then my father gave me an exciting adventure book. I could not stop reading it. After that book, I fell in love with reading. I think finding the right book for each person is very important. The right book can change your life and make you love reading forever.
I love that story, Mark. The right book really can change everything. Parents play a big role in education, too. They are the first teachers in a child's life. Children learn from watching their parents. If parents read books at home, children want to read, too. If parents ask curious questions, children become curious, too. Parents should talk to their children a lot. They should read stories to them before bed. This is very important for children's language development. My mother read to me every night when I was small. I think this is why I love books so much today. Parents must be involved in their child's education. School and home must work together.
Totally agree. Parents and teachers must be a team. When they communicate well, children do better in school. Some parents never go to school meetings. They're very busy with work. But it is important to make time. Just one visit to school can make a big difference. The teacher can tell the parents how the child is doing. Parents can share information about problems at home. Together, they can find solutions. My parents always came to my school. They knew all my teachers by name. I felt very supported. I worked harder because I knew my parents cared. Children who feel supported at home do better at school. That connection is truly very powerful.
Exactly. Support is everything. Let's talk about university now. After school, many students go to university. University is a place for higher education. Students choose a subject they love. They study it in more depth. University can be very exciting. You meet many new people from different places. You become more independent. You cook for yourself, manage your money, and make your own decisions. University teaches life skills, not only academic knowledge. I studied teaching at university. I loved every minute of it. The friendships I made there are still very strong today. University was a life-changing experience for me. Do you have good memories from university, Mark?
Oh, yes, university was amazing. I studied computer science. It was challenging, but very interesting. I learned to think logically and solve problems. These skills help me every day in my work. At university, we also had many group projects. Working in a team taught me a lot. I learned to listen to other opinions. I learned to share ideas and compromise. These are important skills in real life, too. I also joined the university football team. Sport connected me with people from different departments. University is not only about books and exams. It's about growing as a person. I left university feeling much more confident and ready for the world.
That is wonderful, Mark. But not everyone goes to university, and that is okay, too. There are many other paths after school. Some people go to vocational schools. There, they learn practical skills like cooking, car repair, or hairdressing. These skills are very valuable. The world needs skilled workers. Not everyone needs a university degree to be successful. What matters most is doing something you love and doing it well. I know a woman who did not go to university. She learned to bake cakes. Now she has her own bakery. She employs 10 people. She is very happy and successful. Success has many different shapes and forms. It is not only one path.
That is a great example, Anna. There's no single right path for everyone. The important thing is to never stop learning. Learning does not stop after school or university. We learn every day of our lives. We learn from our experiences. We learn from our mistakes, too. Mistakes are actually very good teachers. When I make a mistake, I try to understand what went wrong. Then I do better next time. I'm not afraid of making mistakes. They help me grow. Lifelong learning is a wonderful concept. Even elderly people can learn new things. My grandmother is 78 years old. She just started learning how to use a smartphone. She is so excited about it every single day.
That is so inspiring. Your grandmother is a great example. Learning has no age limit. We can learn something new every day if we choose to. Online learning is also very popular today. People learn cooking, photography, or languages online. There are free websites and apps for everything. You can learn from the best teachers in the world from your own home. This is truly amazing. During the pandemic, many schools moved online. It was hard at first. Teachers and students had to adapt quickly, but it also showed us that learning can happen anywhere. All you need is curiosity and a willingness to try. I think curiosity is the most important quality for a learner.
Curiosity is the engine of learning. I love that. Curious people always ask why and how. They are never satisfied with a simple answer. They dig deeper and learn more. Children are naturally very curious. Have you noticed how many questions children ask? Why is the sky blue? Why do birds fly? Why do we sleep? These are wonderful questions. Schools should celebrate curiosity, not silence it. Sometimes teachers get tired of too many questions, but questions mean the child is thinking. Thinking is exactly what education should encourage. I believe a school that teaches children to ask good questions is better than a school that teaches only answers. Questions lead to discovery and innovation.
I love what you said, Mark. Questions are more valuable than answers. Let's talk about exams now. Many students feel very stressed about exams. I understand that feeling. My heart beat very fast, my hands were cold, but I prepared well, and the exam was not as bad as I expected. I think preparation is the key. If you study a little every day, you do not need to panic the night before the exam. Some students study everything on the last night. This is called cramming. It is not very effective. The brain cannot absorb so much information so quickly. Regular study, small steps, and good rest are the best strategies for success.
That is very practical advice, Anna. I used to cram for exams when I was younger. It never worked well. I would forget everything after the exam. Now I study in small parts every day. It is much better for long-term memory. Sleep is also very important before an exam. When you sleep, your brain organizes all the information you learned. A good night of sleep is sometimes better than an extra hour of studying. Eating well is important too. A healthy breakfast gives your brain energy to think clearly. I always eat a good breakfast on exam day. Water is important as well. When you are well hydrated, your brain works much more efficiently and clearly.
Great tips, Mark. I want to ask you something. Do you think exams are a good way to test students? Some experts say exams cause too much stress. They say students should be tested in other ways, for example, through projects, presentations, or portfolios. A portfolio shows all the work a student did during the year. I think this is a more complete picture of a student's ability. An exam is only one day. A student might be sick or very nervous. One bad exam does not mean they are a bad student. I think we need a mix of both. Exams and projects together give a better and fairer picture of what a student truly knows and can do.
I think that's a very balanced view. Yes, exams test knowledge quickly, but they do not show creativity or teamwork. Projects show different skills. A student who is nervous in exams might be brilliant in a group project. Every student has different strengths. The education system should recognize this. Finland is famous for its education system. Finnish schools have very few exams. They focus on curiosity, play, and real-life skills. Finnish students are very happy and perform very well internationally. This shows that less exam pressure does not mean lower quality. In fact, it often means better outcomes. Maybe other countries can learn important lessons from the Finnish education model.
Finland is a wonderful example. I read about their education system. Teachers there are very highly respected. Only the best graduates become teachers. Teaching is one of the most desired jobs in Finland. In some other countries, teaching is not seen as a prestigious job. This needs to change. If we want better education, we need to attract talented people to teaching. We need to pay teachers well and respect their work. Teachers shape the future of a country. They raise the next generation of doctors, leaders, and scientists. If we invest in teachers, we invest in our future. Governments must understand this and put more money into education systems everywhere in the world.
Investing in education is investing in the future. I completely agree. Let me talk about private schools and public schools. Some parents send their children to private schools. Private schools often have smaller classes and more resources, but they cost a lot of money. Not all families can afford them. Public schools are free for everyone. They are funded by the government. The quality of public schools varies a lot between countries. Some public schools are excellent. Others do not have enough teachers or books. I believe every child deserves a quality education, regardless of their family's income. Governments must make sure all public schools have good funding, good teachers, and good materials.
That is very important, Mark. Equal opportunities in education are fundamental. Now, let's think about the future. How will education look in 50 years? I think there will be more personalized learning. Technology will help teachers understand each student's needs. Every student will have a learning plan made just for them. Some students learn fast, some need more time. Future technology can adapt to each learner. Virtual reality might also be used in schools. Imagine learning about ancient Rome by actually walking through it in virtual reality. That would be amazing and so much more exciting than reading from a textbook. The future of education is full of incredible and exciting possibilities. I am curious to see what comes next.
Virtual reality in schools sounds incredible. I think artificial intelligence will also change education a lot. AI can already help students with homework and explain difficult concepts. It can give personalized feedback instantly. This is something a single teacher cannot do for 30 students at the same time. AI can fill that gap. But I do not think AI will replace teachers. Teachers give something very special. They give emotional connection, motivation, and human warmth. A child needs a human role model. A machine cannot truly inspire a child the way a passionate teacher can. I think the future classroom will use the best of both, human teachers and smart technology working together for better results.
I think that is exactly right. Technology is a tool, not a replacement. The human element in education is irreplaceable. Let's also talk about adult education. Learning is not only for children and young people. Adults can and should continue learning throughout their whole lives. Many adults go back to school after working for years. They learn new skills because their job changed. Technology changes very fast. Workers must learn new things to stay relevant. This can feel difficult for older workers, but it is also exciting. Learning something new at any age feels wonderful. It gives us confidence and energy. Adult education programs are very important. Governments and companies should support their employees in continuing to learn and grow.
Adult learning is so important in today's fast-changing world. I took an online course last year to improve my presentation skills. It helped me so much. I feel more comfortable speaking in front of people now. Before, I was very shy when I had to speak publicly. The course gave me tools and techniques. I practiced every day. Slowly, my confidence grew. This experience reminded me that we can always improve. No matter how old we are, we can always learn and get better. I encourage everyone listening today to try something new. Take a class, watch a tutorial, or read a book about something you do not know. Learning enriches life and makes every day more interesting and meaningful.
What a great personal story, Mark. I also want to try new things. I want to learn photography next year. I think capturing beautiful moments with a camera is a real skill. I have always admired beautiful photos. Now I want to learn how to take them myself. Learning something creative is very satisfying. It gives us a way to express ourselves. Hobbies are a great form of education too. When we follow our hobbies, we learn without feeling like we are studying. Time passes quickly when we do something we love. I believe hobbies make us happier and more interesting people. They also connect us with others who share the same passion. Hobbies build wonderful communities and friendships.
Photography is a beautiful hobby. I'm sure you will be great at it. You should share your photos with us on our social media. Our listeners would love to see them. Speaking of community, education also builds community. When people learn together, they form bonds, they share experiences, they help each other. A classroom is a little community. Students learn not only from the teacher, but also from each other. Group work teaches us cooperation. Discussions teach us to listen and express our opinions politely. These social skills are just as important as academic knowledge. The world needs people who can communicate well, work in teams, and understand different perspectives. Education teaches all of these important life skills beautifully.
I think that is exactly right. Technology is a tool, not a replacement. The human element in education is irreplaceable. Let's also talk about adult education. Learning is not only for children and young people. Adults can and should continue learning throughout their whole lives. Many adults go back to school after working for years. They learn new skills because their job changed. Technology changes very fast. Workers must learn new things to stay relevant. This can feel difficult for older workers, but it is also exciting. Learning something new at any age feels wonderful. It gives us confidence and energy. Adult education programs are very important. Governments and companies should support their employees in continuing to learn and grow.
Adult learning is so important in today's fast-changing world. I took an online course last year to improve my presentation skills. It helped me so much. I feel more comfortable speaking in front of people now. Before, I was very shy when I had to speak publicly. The course gave me tools and techniques. I practiced every day. Slowly, my confidence grew. This experience reminded me that we can always improve. No matter how old we are, we can always learn and get better. I encourage everyone listening today to try something new. Take a class, watch a tutorial, or read a book about something you do not know. Learning enriches life and makes every day more interesting and meaningful.
What a great personal story, Mark. I also want to try new things. I want to learn photography next year. I think capturing beautiful moments with a camera is a real skill. I have always admired beautiful photos. Now I want to learn how to take them myself. Learning something creative is very satisfying. It gives us a way to express ourselves. Hobbies are a great form of education too. When we follow our hobbies, we learn without feeling like we are studying. Time passes quickly when we do something we love. I believe hobbies make us happier and more interesting people. They also connect us with others who share the same passion. Hobbies build wonderful communities and friendships.
Photography is a beautiful hobby. I'm sure you will be great at it. You should share your photos with us on our social media. Our listeners would love to see them. Speaking of community, education also builds community. When people learn together, they form bonds. They share experiences. They help each other. A classroom is a little community. Students learn not only from the teacher, but also from each other. Group work teaches us cooperation. Discussions teach us to listen and express our opinions politely. These social skills are just as important as academic knowledge. The world needs people who can communicate well, work in teams, and understand different perspectives. Education teaches all of these important life skills beautifully.
I think that is exactly right. Technology is a tool, not a replacement. The human element in education is irreplaceable. Let's also talk about adult education. Learning is not only for children and young people. Adults can and should continue learning throughout their whole lives. Many adults go back to school after working for years. They learn new skills because their job changed. Technology changes very fast. Workers must learn new things to stay relevant. This can feel difficult for older workers, but it is also exciting. Learning something new at any age feels wonderful. It gives us confidence and energy. Adult education programs are very important. Governments and companies should support their employees in continuing to learn and grow.
Adult learning is so important in today's fast-changing world. I took an online course last year to improve my presentation skills. It helped me so much. I feel more comfortable speaking in front of people now. Before, I was very shy when I had to speak publicly. The course gave me tools and techniques. I practiced every day. Slowly, my confidence grew. This experience reminded me that we can always improve. No matter how old we are, we can always learn and get better. I encourage everyone listening today to try something new. Take a class, watch a tutorial, or read a book about something you do not know. Learning enriches life and makes every day more interesting and meaningful.
What a great personal story, Mark. I also want to try new things. I want to learn photography next year. I think capturing beautiful moments with a camera is a real skill. I have always admired beautiful photos. Now I want to learn how to take them myself. Learning something creative is very satisfying. It gives us a way to express ourselves. Hobbies are a great form of education too. When we follow our hobbies, we learn without feeling like we are studying. Time passes quickly when we do something we love. I believe hobbies make us happier and more interesting people. They also connect us with others who share the same passion. Hobbies build wonderful communities and friendships.
Photography is a beautiful hobby. I'm sure you will be great at it. You should share your photos with us on our social media. Our listeners would love to see them. Speaking of community, education also builds community. When people learn together, they form bonds. They share experiences. They help each other. A classroom is a little community. Students learn not only from the teacher, but also from each other. Group work teaches us cooperation. Discussions teach us to listen and express our opinions politely.
Before we finish today, I want to share one final thought. Education taught me something very important. It taught me how to think. Not just what to think, but how to think. Critical thinking means we do not believe everything we hear. We ask questions. We look for evidence. We consider different opinions. In today's world, we see a lot of false information online. Critical thinking helps us identify what is true and what is not. This is one of the most valuable skills education can give us. I am very grateful for everything my education gave me. It truly shaped who I am.
That is the perfect note to end on, Anna. Critical thinking is the most important gift of education. We live in a world full of information. We need the skills to navigate it wisely and carefully. Today, we talked about so many aspects of education. We talked about school, teachers, parents, technology, universities, and lifelong learning. Education is truly a lifelong journey. It starts when we are babies, and it never really ends. Every day, we have the chance to learn something new and wonderful. Thank you so much for this great conversation, Anna. And thank you to all our listeners for joining us today. Keep learning, keep growing, and never stop being curious. See you in the next episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna. Today, I am here with my friend, Mark. We talk about easy topics in English. This podcast is for people who are learning English. We speak slowly and use simple words. Today's topic is very interesting. We talk about wasting time. What does that mean? When you do something but it is not useful or important, you are wasting time. I think everyone does this sometimes. I do it too. So Mark, are you ready to start?
Hi, Anna. Hi, everyone. Yes, I am very ready. Thank you for the nice introduction. I am Mark. I am happy to be here today. This topic is fun because everyone can understand it. We all waste time sometimes. It is a normal part of life. Some people waste a lot of time, some people waste a little time, but nobody is perfect. I think we can learn a lot from talking about this. So, Anna, let's begin. This will be a great conversation. I'm excited.
So, Mark, what does wasting time mean to you? Can you explain it in simple words? For me, wasting time means doing something that has no result. For example, I sit and look at my phone for 1 hour. After that, I do not feel good. I did not learn anything. I did not do any work. I just looked at videos and pictures. That is wasting time for me. Sometimes I feel a little sad after doing that, but I still do it. I think it is very easy to waste time. What do you think?
That is a great example, Anna. I agree with you. For me, wasting time means spending time on things that are not important right now. For example, I sometimes watch TV for 3 or 4 hours. I am not tired. I do not need rest. I just sit and watch. After that, I remember my homework or my work, and I feel worried. I think, oh no, I need to do that. It's a bad feeling. But in the moment, watching TV feels easy and nice, so it is hard to stop. I think that is why people waste time.
Mark, do you think wasting time is always bad? I sometimes think a little rest is not bad. For example, when I am very tired, I sit and do nothing for 30 minutes. Is that wasting time? I'm not sure. Maybe sometimes we need to rest. We need to stop doing work. Our brain needs a break. So maybe sometimes doing nothing is okay. But if I rest for 4 hours and I am not tired, that is different. That is a problem. What do you think? Is all wasting time bad?
That is a really good question, Anna. I think it depends. If you are tired and you rest, that is not wasting time. That is important for your body and your mind. But if you are not tired and you still do nothing, that is different. You feel bored. You feel empty. That is wasting time. I also think it depends on the person. Some people need more rest. Some people need less. So I don't think all wasting time is bad, but too much is a problem. We need a balance.
What are the most common ways people waste time? I have a few ideas. First, social media. I spend so much time on social media every day. I look at pictures, I read short messages, I watch short videos. Hours can pass very fast. Second, I sometimes talk too much with friends about nothing important. We talk and nothing happens. Third, I sometimes change my plans many times. I think, I will do this later, and later never comes. Do you have more examples?
Yes, I have more examples. First, I sometimes spend a lot of time looking for something. I look for my keys, my phone, my book. I waste 20 minutes every day just looking for things. That is very frustrating. Second, I sometimes start a task but stop many times. I go to the kitchen, I check my phone, I look outside. This is called procrastination. It means you delay doing something. Third, I watch videos online. I want to watch one video, but then another video starts, and another. Suddenly, 2 hours are gone. It's a big problem.
I think social media is a very big reason why people waste time. Do you use social media a lot? I use it every day. In the morning, I check my phone before I get up. I look at messages, I look at pictures. Sometimes 30 minutes pass before I even stand up from my bed. That is not good. I start my day already behind. I think this is very common now. Many people do this. Phones are everywhere. It is very easy to pick up your phone and start scrolling. Scrolling means looking through many things quickly.
Yes, Anna, I do the same thing. In the morning, my phone is next to my bed. I hear a sound and I immediately pick it up. I check messages, news, and social media. Before I know it, it is late. I did not eat breakfast. I did not exercise. I did not prepare for work. The phone took all my morning time. I think phones are wonderful things. They help us with many things, but they can also steal our time. I use the word steal because we do not notice it happening. The time disappears quietly.
Let's talk about procrastination. That word is a little difficult, but the meaning is simple. Procrastination means you delay doing something. You need to do a task, but you say, I will do it later. And later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. Do you procrastinate, Mark? I procrastinate a lot. I have a list of things to do, but I look at my list and I feel tired just reading it. So I close it and do something easy instead. I think many people know this feeling.
Yes, I know that feeling very well, Anna. I procrastinate most with difficult tasks. If something is easy, I do it fast. But if something is hard, I delay it. I think I need to prepare first, but preparing takes forever. I clean my desk, I make coffee, I organize my papers. After all that, I am tired and it is time to sleep. The hard task is still not done. Procrastination is tricky because you feel busy. You do small things, but the important thing never gets done.
Why do people procrastinate? I think one reason is fear. We are afraid to start something because it might be hard, or we are afraid to fail. If I do not start, I cannot fail. That sounds silly, but I think it is true. Another reason is we do not know where to begin. A big task is scary. We look at it and it feels impossible, so we do nothing. Also, some people do not have energy. They are tired and cannot think clearly, so they delay things until they feel better. But that feeling does not always come.
I agree. Fear is a big reason. Another reason is that our brains like easy things. Doing a difficult task requires a lot of thinking. Watching a video is easy. Our brain says, choose the easy thing, and we do. Also, I think some people do not see the result of their work right away. If you work hard today, you might see the result next week or next month. That feels far away, but a fun video gives you a good feeling right now, so we choose the video. It's about immediate and delayed satisfaction.
Let's talk about a funny kind of wasting time. It is called busy but not productive. This means you look very busy. You move fast, you write things, you make calls, but at the end of the day, nothing important is done. I do this sometimes too. I am busy all day, but then I ask myself, what did I do today? And the answer is not clear. I did many small things. I answered emails, I organized files, but the big important task? I did not touch it. Does this happen to you?
Oh yes, this happens to me often. I call it feeling busy. I have a full day, I am always doing something, but in the evening I look at my important tasks. They are all still there, waiting. I spent all my time on small things. Like, I spent 30 minutes choosing what music to listen to while working. I never even started working. Or I spent 1 hour organizing my email folders, but I did not reply to the important emails. It's a trap. You feel productive, but you are actually avoiding real work.
I want to talk about watching TV and movies. This is another big way people waste time. I love movies. I really do. Sometimes I watch one movie and then another movie starts and I think, just a few more minutes. But a few minutes becomes 2 more hours. Suddenly it is midnight, I have work tomorrow, I feel tired, but I watched so much. I think this is a very common experience. Streaming apps are very good at keeping us watching. They always show us the next episode automatically. It is very clever, but also dangerous for our time.
Yes, streaming is a big problem for my free time too. I sit down on a Sunday afternoon to watch one episode of a show. The episode is 50 minutes. Then the next one starts automatically, and I do not press stop. 3 episodes later, it is evening. I had plans. I wanted to cook, clean, and call my friend. I did none of those things. The TV took my whole afternoon. And the funny thing is, I don't even remember the first episode clearly. I was half watching, half thinking about other things, so I did not even enjoy it fully.
What about sleeping too much? Is that wasting time? I think sometimes people sleep too much when they feel bored or sad. Sleeping is healthy and important. Adults need around 7 or 8 hours of sleep, but if you sleep 10 or 12 hours because you do not want to do anything, that might be wasting time. I sometimes sleep too much on weekends. I wake up at noon, half the day is gone. I feel heavy and slow, but then I feel bad because the day is short now. Have you experienced sleeping too much?
Yes, I sleep too much sometimes. Usually on weekends or holidays, I go to bed late, then I sleep until very late in the morning. I wake up and it is already afternoon. I feel confused. My body feels strange. This is sometimes called oversleeping. It does not feel good. I am slower for the rest of the day. Also, I think I sleep too much when I do not have a plan. If I know what I will do in the morning, I wake up more easily.
But with no plan, I just stay in bed. A plan helps.
Let's talk about shopping, especially online shopping. Do you waste time shopping? I do. I open a shopping website. I want to buy one thing, but I look at so many other things. I add things to my cart, I look at prices, I read reviews. 2 hours later, I bought nothing, or I bought something I do not need. Online shopping is very easy and very distracting. I sometimes go to buy shoes, and then I look at bags, clothes, and kitchen tools. None of these things were on my list. Have you done this?
Yes, online shopping is a big time trap. I open a website to buy a book, I look at the book, then I see other people also bought this. I look at those things, then I see a sale, I check the sale items, then I get distracted by a different category. Before I know it, I spent 2 hours browsing and bought nothing. Sometimes I add many things to my cart and then delete everything because I feel guilty. All that time was wasted. I think online stores are designed to keep us there as long as possible.
I think one reason we waste time is that we do not have a clear plan for our day. When I have a plan, I do more things. I know what to do first, second, third. But when I have no plan, I feel lost. I go from one thing to another. I start something, start something else. At the end of the day, nothing is finished. A plan does not need to be perfect or complicated. Even a simple list of 3 or 4 tasks is helpful. Do you make plans for your day?
I try to make plans. Sometimes I am good at this. I write my tasks the night before. In the morning, I look at my list and I start. On those days, I feel very good. I finish my work and I have free time in the evening. But sometimes I do not make a plan. Those days are usually messy. I wake up and I do not know what to do first. I check my phone. I make coffee slowly. I think about what to do. Time passes. I get stressed. Planning is simple, but it makes a big difference.
Let's talk about meetings. Do you think meetings waste time? I think some meetings are very important, but some meetings are long and unnecessary. I have been in meetings where we talk for 1 hour, but nothing is decided. We discuss the same point again and again. People repeat what others already said. At the end, we agree to have another meeting. I think this is a big problem in many offices and schools. A good meeting is short and has a clear goal. A bad meeting has no direction. What is your experience with meetings?
I agree completely. I think many meetings are too long. Sometimes a simple email can replace a 1-hour meeting, but people prefer to meet and talk. I understand that face-to-face communication is important, but not every problem needs a meeting. I have attended meetings where I did not need to be there. My part was 5 minutes, but I stayed for the whole hour. That is 60 minutes of my life that I did not use well. The best meetings are short, clear, and end with a decision or action. I think everyone should learn how to have shorter meetings.
Now let's talk about something positive. How can we stop wasting time? One thing I try to do is put my phone in another room when I am working. If my phone is next to me, I always want to check it. But if it is in the bedroom and I am in the kitchen working, I do not go to get it every 5 minutes. Out of sight, out of mind. This phrase means if you cannot see something, you think about it less. It really helps me focus. Another thing I do is set a timer. I work for 25 minutes without stopping. Then I rest for 5 minutes.
Those are great tips, Anna. I do some of these too. Another thing that helps me is starting with the most difficult task first. In the morning, my energy is high. My brain works well, so I do the hard thing first. After that, everything else feels easy. If I do easy things first, I get tired. Then the hard task feels even harder. I also try to keep my workspace clean. A messy desk distracts me. I see things and I start thinking about them instead of working, so I clean my desk before I start. Small habits can help a lot.
I want to talk about the concept of time blindness. This means some people do not feel time passing. They do not notice that an hour has passed. It feels like 10 minutes. I think I have this sometimes. I start reading and suddenly 2 hours are gone. I did not notice. I think people who have ADHD often experience this.
ADHD is when it is hard to focus and control attention. But even without ADHD, many people do not notice time passing. This is why timers and alarms are very helpful. They tell you when time is up.
That is very interesting, Anna. I think I have time blindness too sometimes, especially when I'm doing something I enjoy. Time flies. But when I do something boring, every minute feels long. This is normal. Our brain experiences time differently based on what we're doing. I think the problem comes when we are doing something fun but unproductive, like playing games or watching videos. Time flies and we do not notice. Then we feel shocked. It is already evening, but I just sat down. Having alarms or timers is a simple and helpful solution.
Let me talk about something called decision fatigue. Every day, we make many, many decisions. What to eat, what to wear, what to do first. All these decisions take mental energy. After many decisions, our brain gets tired. Then we make bad decisions, or we make no decision and we just do nothing. I think this is one reason why people waste time in the afternoon or evening. They used all their energy on decisions during the day, so later they cannot think well. To fix this, some people make small decisions automatic, like eating the same breakfast every day.
That is a really interesting idea, Anna. I think decision fatigue is real. I notice it on busy days. In the morning, I'm sharp and focused, but after lunch, I feel slow. Small things feel hard. I cannot decide what to do next, so I just sit and look at my phone. I think making some decisions in advance is smart, like planning meals for the week or choosing clothes the night before. These small actions save mental energy. Then you can use that energy for important things later. Our brain has a limit, and we should use it wisely.
Do you think boredom causes people to waste time? I think yes. When I am bored, I pick up my phone immediately. I scroll through social media without a real reason. I am not looking for anything specific. I just feel empty, and I want something to fill that feeling. Boredom is very uncomfortable. People do not like to feel bored, so they reach for easy entertainment. But I also read that boredom can be good sometimes. When we are bored, we can be creative. Our brain looks for something interesting. This can lead to new ideas.
I agree. Boredom and wasting time are connected. When I am bored, I often do unproductive things. I eat snacks I do not need. I watch videos I do not really want to watch. I just want to feel something. But I have also experienced what you described. Sometimes when I am bored and I do not pick up my phone, I start thinking creatively. I get ideas. I remember things I want to do. I make plans. So boredom is not always bad, but most people do not let themselves feel bored. They immediately fill the silence with phones and screens.
Let's talk about the difference between rest and wasting time. I think this is important. Rest is necessary. Rest is when you stop working and let your body and mind recover. Examples of rest: sleeping, taking a walk, talking with a friend, listening to music. Wasting time is different. Wasting time gives you no energy. After wasting time, you still feel tired, or you feel guilty. After real rest, you feel better. You have more energy. You are ready to work again. So the question to ask yourself is, do I feel better after this? If yes, it was rest. If no, it was wasting time.
That is a very clear explanation, Anna. I like that test. Do I feel better after this? I will use that. I think for me, a walk outside is always real rest. I come back with more energy and a clearer head, but watching videos for 2 hours, I feel worse. My eyes are tired, I feel slow and a little sad, and I have less time for things I care about. So the videos were wasting time. I also think the intention matters. If I decide to rest and I watch one movie, that is planned rest. But if I watch 4 movies and miss my plans, that is wasting time.
What do you think about video games? Are they wasting time? I know many people love video games. Some people play for fun and relaxation. That is fine, I think. But some people play for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. They skip meals, they do not sleep enough, they ignore their friends and family. That seems like a problem, but I don't want to judge. I think the question is balance. Can you play games and still do your important tasks? If yes, great. If games are taking over your life, that is a problem. What do you think, Mark?
I think video games are like any other activity. The amount of time is the key. I play games sometimes. I enjoy them. Games can be creative and fun. Some games teach problem solving and strategy. But like you said, when gaming takes too much time, it becomes a problem. I have friends who play until 3 or 4 in the morning. They are tired the next day. They miss work or school. They argue with family about this. That is not healthy. I think 2 hours of gaming is fine for most people. More than that can become too much depending on the person.
I want to talk about something that I think is important: comparison and social media. When I scroll through social media, I see people's perfect lives, beautiful photos, nice holidays, success stories. I start comparing myself to them. Why am I not doing that? Why do I not have that? And I feel bad about my own life. This makes me want to scroll more, looking for something to feel better. But the feeling doesn't get better. It gets worse. So I am wasting time and feeling bad. It's a double problem. Do you compare yourself to others online?
Yes, I do sometimes. It's very natural. We see what other people share, and we forget that people only share the best moments. Nobody posts a picture when they feel sad or lazy. Nobody shows their failures online. So social media gives us a false picture of life. Everyone looks successful and happy, and we compare our real life to their highlights. That's not fair to ourselves. I think it is good to take breaks from social media. Sometimes I delete the apps for 1 week. I feel much better. I have more time, and I stop comparing myself to others.
Let's talk about the morning. How you start your day can decide how you use your time. Some people wake up and immediately look at their phone. This can cause stress right away. You read bad news, you see emails, you start worrying before you even get up. This is not a good way to start the day. Other people wake up and do something calm first. Drink water, stretch, walk outside, eat breakfast slowly. This helps the brain start well. I am trying to not look at my phone for the first 30 minutes after waking up. It is difficult, but helpful.
I think the morning is very important. I used to check my phone immediately. My first thought of the day was someone else's message or some news story. It put me in a reactive mood. I was responding to others before I even thought about my own day. Now I try to have a morning routine without my phone. I drink water, I do some light exercise, I eat breakfast. I look at my plan for the day. After that, I check my phone. This small change helped me a lot. I feel more in control of my day. I waste less time because I start with intention.
What do successful people say about time? I have read some things about this. Many successful people protect their time very carefully. They say no to things that are not important. They do not go to every meeting. They do not answer every email immediately. They choose what to spend time on. I think saying no is a very important skill. Many people feel bad saying no. They say yes to everything, and then they have no time for their own goals. Learning to say no politely is a big part of managing your time well. I am still learning this.
Yes, saying no is very hard. I find it difficult too. I want to be helpful to everyone, so when someone asks me for something, I usually say yes. But then I have too many things to do, and I do not do any of them well. I rush, I make mistakes, I feel stressed. I have heard that saying no is a form of respect for yourself and for the other person. If you say yes but cannot do it well, that is also bad. It is better to say no clearly than to say yes and disappoint someone. I am practicing this.
Let's talk about clutter. Physical clutter, like a messy room or desk. Does a messy environment make you waste time?
I think yes. When my room is messy, I cannot focus. I look at the mess and I feel overwhelmed. I cannot start working. I think I should clean first. But then cleaning takes 1 hour, and after cleaning, I am tired, and my work is still not done. Also, I waste time looking for things in a messy space. Where is my charger? Where is my notebook? These small searches add up. A clean space helps me work faster and better.
I completely agree. A clean space is very important for me too. When my desk is clean, I feel clear. My brain is calm. I can focus. But when there are papers and cups and other things everywhere, my brain feels the same way, messy. I read that our environment affects our mood and concentration. This makes sense to me. I now spend 10 minutes every evening cleaning my desk. It takes very little time, but the next morning I start in a good place. This small habit saves me time and energy every day. The environment around us matters.
Let's talk about how smartphones changed our relationship with time. Before smartphones, people had to wait in lines or on trains with nothing to do. They looked out the window, they thought, they talked to strangers, they were bored. Now, everyone has a phone. The moment there's a free second, we look at our phones. We never need to be bored or empty. But I wonder if we are missing something. Time to think, time to be creative, time to notice the world around us. Our phones filled all our empty time. Maybe some empty time was good for us.
That is a beautiful and interesting thought, Anna. I agree. We are never truly bored now. And I think this is actually a problem. Ideas often come when we are resting or doing nothing. Scientists, writers, and artists often talk about this. Their best ideas came in the shower, on a walk, or before sleeping. These moments of doing nothing are actually important for the brain. But now we fill every quiet moment with a phone, so we have fewer moments of real thinking. I think we should protect some empty time every day. Just sit and think. Do nothing digital.
I want to share a concept called time affluence. This means feeling like you have enough time. People who feel rich in time are happier. They are less stressed. They enjoy their activities more. But many people feel time poor. They always feel busy and rushed. Interesting research shows that helping other people can make you feel like you have more time. It sounds strange, but when you give your time to others, you feel more in control of your time. I think this is because helping others makes us feel effective, and effectiveness makes us feel less rushed.
That is fascinating. I have not heard that before. I usually think helping others takes time away from me, but you say it actually makes us feel richer in time? I want to try that. Maybe volunteering or helping a friend with a problem. I think it also connects to purpose. When we feel our time has meaning, it feels well spent. If I help someone and it makes a difference, I do not feel like I wasted those hours. Compare that to watching videos for hours. I have nothing to show for that time. Purpose and meaning make time feel valuable.
Let me talk about a practical technique. It is called the 2-minute rule. The idea is simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Do not put it on your to-do list, just do it now. For example, reply to a short message. Put a cup in the dishwasher. Write 1 sentence in your notebook. These tiny tasks seem small, but if you delay them, they pile up. Then your to-do list is full of tiny tasks and it feels heavy. The 2-minute rule keeps small things from becoming big problems. I use this and it really helps.
I love this rule. It is so simple but effective. I have started doing this too. If I see something that needs a quick action, I do it right away. Before, I used to think, I will do that later. But later never came. The small tasks grew into a big pile. Then I felt overwhelmed. Now, if I can do something in 2 minutes, I just do it. My life is neater, my to-do list has fewer things, and I feel more in control. I think simple strategies like this are the best. They don't require big changes, just small adjustments every day.
Let's talk about what we truly value. I think we waste time on things we don't really care about, but we say we are too busy for things we love. This is a contradiction. I say I have no time to read, but I spend 2 hours on social media. That's not about time, that's about priorities. If I really want to read, I can replace 30 minutes of social media with reading. The time is there, I just choose to use it differently. So maybe the question isn't not, do I have time, but what do I choose to spend my time on?
That is a very important point, Anna. I think this is the heart of the topic. We all have the same 24 hours, but we choose how to use them. When I say I don't have time, I'm really saying that's not my priority. That's honest, but maybe a little uncomfortable, because it makes me responsible. I can't blame my schedule. I make the choices. So if I want to exercise, I need to choose exercise over something else. This thinking is empowering, but also challenging. It puts control back in our hands, and that's a good thing.
Let's talk about the weekend. For many people, the weekend is for rest, but sometimes the weekend passes and we feel like we did nothing. Sunday evening comes and we think, what happened to Saturday and Sunday? We slept late, we watched TV, we ate slowly, we talked a little, but we didn't do the things we planned. We wanted to clean the house, call a friend, go outside, or start a hobby. And then Monday is here again. This disappeared weekend feeling is very common. Do you know this feeling?
Yes, I know this feeling very well. I call it Sunday sadness. You feel that the weekend ended before it really began. I think the problem is we have no plan. We think, I will rest and then do things. But rest is comfortable and the things never happen. I now try to plan 1 or 2 small goals for the weekend. Not too many, just 1 or 2. Maybe cook a new recipe or go for a long walk. Having one goal makes the weekend feel meaningful. And I still rest, but the weekend doesn't disappear completely. It has some shape and purpose.
I want to talk about guilt. When we waste time, we often feel guilty. We know we should be doing something else. And that guilty feeling is not nice. But here is something interesting. Feeling guilty does not help us stop wasting time. It actually makes things worse sometimes. When I feel guilty, I feel bad. And when I feel bad, I want to feel better. So I watch more videos or scroll more. The guilt creates more wasting. I think a better approach is to notice what happened without judgment. Okay, I wasted 2 hours. That is okay. What can I do now?
That is very wise, Anna. I think self-compassion is important here. If you are always angry at yourself for wasting time, you create stress. Stress makes focus harder, and then you waste more time. It's a cycle. I try to be kind to myself when I waste time. I say, everyone does this, I can start fresh. This is much more helpful than I'm so lazy, I wasted the whole day. Negative self-talk does not motivate us. It just makes us feel bad. Kindness to yourself is not weakness. It is a strategy for doing better next time.
Let's talk about the role of sleep in wasting time. When I do not sleep enough, I waste a lot of time the next day. I cannot focus, I move slowly, I make mistakes. I need to read things 3 times to understand. A task that takes 30 minutes when I'm rested takes 1 hour when I'm tired. So poor sleep actually creates wasted time. And then I feel bad in the evening and I stay up late. And then I am tired again the next day. It's a bad cycle. Good sleep is one of the best ways to protect your time. It sounds simple, but it is true.
That is so true. Sleep is foundational. Everything depends on it. When I sleep well, I am fast, clear, and energetic. I finish things quickly. I have time left over. But after a bad night, I am slow and distracted. I drink too much coffee. I sit at my desk, but nothing gets done. I look at my phone more. I eat more sugar to feel energy. All of this is wasting time and also hurting my health. I now try to go to sleep at the same time every night. This consistency helps my body know when to rest. A good sleep schedule is a real time saver.
Let me share a reflection. We talked about many ways people waste time. Social media, procrastination, screens, no plans, messy spaces, bad sleep, meetings. But I think the biggest reason is disconnection from our own values. When we know what we truly want in life, it is easier to say no to distractions. When I feel lost or empty, I waste more time. When I have a goal I care about, I waste less time. So maybe the deepest solution is not a time management trick. It's asking yourself, what do I really want? What matters to me? And then living in that direction.
That is beautifully said, Anna. I agree deeply. Time management systems and apps can help. Timers and to-do lists can help. But without knowing your why, you will still get lost. You will still scroll and procrastinate. But if you have a clear reason to use your time well, everything changes. You wake up with intention. You make choices on purpose. You protect your time like something precious, because it is. Time is the one thing we cannot get back. Every minute spent is gone forever. So we should use it in ways that reflect what we truly love and value.
We are getting close to the end of our podcast today. I want to say thank you to everyone who listened. I hope this conversation was helpful and easy to understand. We talked in simple English, I hope. We covered many topics about wasting time, from social media to procrastination, from sleep to values. I learned things from this conversation too. Talking with Mark always helps me think better. I hope you feel the same. Remember, you do not need to be perfect with your time. Small improvements are good enough. Even using your time a little better each day makes a big difference.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you to all our listeners. I really enjoyed today's conversation. It made me think about my own habits. I know I waste time too, but I also know I can do better. And hearing Anna's thoughts helped me understand new ideas. I hope you, our listeners, also found something useful. Maybe one tip that you can use starting today. Remember, time is precious. It's the same for everyone. Rich or poor, young or old, we all have 24 hours. How we use them is up to us. Thank you for spending some of your time with us today. See you next time.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna. Today, we have a very fun topic. We are going to talk about the gym. I think many people want to go to the gym, but they don't know where to start. I am not an expert, but I love going to the gym. I started not very long ago, and I learned many things. Today, my friend Mark is here with me. He also goes to the gym. We will talk about our experiences. I hope this is helpful for you. So, let's start. Mark, are you ready?
Yes, Anna, I am very happy to be here. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark. I am so excited about today's topic. The gym can feel scary at first. I know because I was scared too when I first went. But now I really love it. Going to the gym is good for your body and your mind. In this podcast, Anna and I will talk about simple things like what to bring, what to do, and how to feel comfortable. We want to help beginners like you. So please listen and enjoy. Let's have a great conversation today.
Mark, let me ask you a simple question first. When did you start going to the gym? I started about 1 year ago. Before that, I never went. I was a little afraid. I thought the gym was only for strong people. But one day, my friend invited me, and I went. It was a good experience. I felt tired after, but also happy. Now I go 3 times a week. I think starting is the hardest part. Once you start, it gets easier. Did you feel the same way when you first started?
Yes, Anna, I totally understand that feeling. I started going to the gym about 2 years ago. My first day was very difficult. I did not know how to use the machines. I was also shy because there were many people. But after 2 or 3 visits, I started to feel more comfortable. I also asked a trainer for help. That was a very good idea. The trainer showed me the right way to do the exercises. I think beginners should always ask for help. It is not embarrassing. Everyone was a beginner at some point. The gym is a friendly place when you give it a chance.
That is so true. I remember my first week. I did not know what to do either. I just walked on the treadmill for 20 minutes. That was my whole workout. I laughed about it later, but it was okay because I went. The important thing is to go. You don't need to do many exercises at first. Just move your body. I also watched some videos online before going. They helped me understand basic exercises. Mark, what did you do in your first week? Did you try many machines or did you start slow? I think everyone starts differently, and that is fine.
Anna, I started very slow too. In my first week, I only did simple things. I walked on the treadmill and I used light weights. I did not try to do too much. I think beginners often make a mistake. They try to do everything on the first day. Then they feel very tired and sore and they don't want to go back. It is better to start small. Do a little each time, then slowly add more. Your body needs time to get used to the gym. I always tell my friends, go slowly, but go regularly. That is the best advice for a beginner.
I love that advice, Mark. Go slowly, but go regularly. Yes. I also think it helps to have a plan. When I first started, I went to the gym, but I had no plan. I just walked around and looked at the machines. I did not know what to do. Then I asked for help from the gym staff. They gave me a simple beginner plan. It had 3 exercises for each visit. That was perfect for me. Having a plan made me feel more confident. I knew what to do when I came in. Mark, do you think beginners need a plan, or is it okay to just go without one?
A plan is very helpful. I think beginners should have at least a simple plan. It does not need to be complicated. For example, warm up for 5 minutes, do 3 exercises, then cool down. That is enough at the start. Without a plan, you can feel confused and waste time. Also, a plan helps you see progress. You can write down what you do each day, then you can see that you are getting better. That feels really good. Many gyms offer free sessions with a trainer when you join. Beginners should use that opportunity. The trainer can make a simple plan just for you.
Oh yes, free trainer sessions are so valuable. I used mine when I joined my gym. The trainer was very kind. She showed me 5 basic exercises. She also taught me how to breathe correctly during exercise. I did not know that breathing was so important. If you breathe wrong, you get tired faster. The trainer also showed me how to use the machines safely. Safety is very important in the gym. If you use the machines in the wrong way, you can hurt yourself. Mark, did your gym offer free trainer sessions too, or did you pay for help from a trainer?
My gym also offered one free session with a trainer when I joined. I used it on my second visit. The trainer was great. He was patient and friendly. He explained everything clearly. He also told me not to lift heavy weights at the beginning. Many beginners try to lift very heavy weights to look strong, but that is dangerous. You can hurt your back or your shoulders. It is better to use light weights and do the exercise correctly. Form is more important than weight. After a few months, you can slowly increase the weight, but always focus on doing the exercise in the right way first.
Form is so important. I learned that lesson too. One time I tried to use a heavier weight and my back hurt for 2 days. After that, I went back to lighter weights. I learned my lesson. Speaking of safety, I think it is also important to warm up before exercise. A warm-up prepares your body. It helps your muscles get ready. A simple warm-up can be 5 minutes of walking or light stretching. Do you always warm up before your workout, Mark? I try to, but sometimes when I am in a hurry, I skip it. And I usually feel it later. My muscles are more sore when I skip the warm-up.
Yes, Anna, warming up is very important, and I always try to do it. When I skip the warm-up, I can feel the difference. My muscles feel tight and uncomfortable. A good warm-up gets your heart beating faster and your blood moving. It also helps prevent injury. I usually walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes, then do some light stretching. That takes about 10 minutes total. It is not long, but it makes a big difference. I also do a cool down at the end of my workout. That is also important. Cooling down helps your heart rate go back to normal slowly and reduces soreness the next day.
Yes, the cool down is something I also do now. I stretch for about 5 to 10 minutes at the end of my workout. It feels really good after all that exercise. My body relaxes and I feel calm. Mark, let's talk about gym clothes now. I think many beginners wonder what to wear. When I first went, I just wore regular clothes, but I quickly learned that gym clothes are much more comfortable. I bought some good sports shoes and leggings. It made a big difference. I felt more comfortable moving and doing exercises. What do you think beginners should wear to the gym?
Good question, Anna. Gym clothes are really important. You don't need to buy expensive clothes, but you need comfortable ones. The most important thing is your shoes. Get good sports shoes. They support your feet when you run or jump. Your feet and knees will thank you. Also, wear comfortable clothes that let you move freely. Avoid jeans or tight clothes. For men, a simple t-shirt and shorts are perfect. For women, leggings and a sports top work great. You can also bring a light jacket if the gym is cold. Some gyms have strong air conditioning. Dress in layers so you can remove clothes if you get hot.
That is great advice about layers. My gym is sometimes very cold, and I always bring a hoodie. Mark, what about things to bring to the gym? I have a small gym bag. Inside, I always have a water bottle, a small towel, my earphones, and my gym shoes. I think water is the most important thing to bring. You need to drink water during your workout. It keeps you hydrated. I drink water between every exercise. Some people forget to drink water and then feel dizzy. That is not good. What do you always bring to the gym? Do you have a routine for packing your gym bag?
Anna, I have a very similar list. I always bring water, a towel, and my earphones. I also bring a protein bar for after the workout. My body needs food after exercise to recover. I also bring a small notebook. I write down my exercises, the weights I use, and how many repetitions I do. This helps me track my progress. I can see week by week if I'm getting stronger. It's very motivating. I also bring a lock for my locker. Most gyms have lockers where you can keep your things safe while you exercise. A small lock is a very useful thing to have.
Oh, I love the idea of writing down your exercises in a notebook. That is so smart. I use my phone to track my workouts, but a notebook works too. Tracking your progress is really motivating. When I see that I can do more than before, I feel so proud of myself. Mark, let's talk about gym schedules. How often should a beginner go to the gym? I go 3 times a week. I think that is a good number for beginners. But some people try to go every day at the beginning. Is that a good idea? What do you think is the right number of gym days per week for a new person?
3 times a week is perfect for beginners. I agree with you, Anna. Going every day is too much at the start. Your muscles need time to rest and grow. When you exercise, your muscles get small tears. Then, during rest, they repair and become stronger. If you don't rest, your muscles cannot recover properly. You also risk getting injured. I recommend beginners go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Rest on the other days. On rest days, you can still be active, go for a walk, ride a bike, or just stretch at home. But the gym workout days should have rest days between them.
That makes so much sense. Rest is part of the training. I did not know that at first. I thought more gym time meant more results. But actually, rest is just as important as exercise. My body really feels the difference when I rest properly. I also sleep better on the days I exercise. Mark, speaking of sleep, do you sleep better after going to the gym? I find that I fall asleep much faster on gym days. Exercise makes me feel physically tired but mentally relaxed. It is a wonderful feeling. Do you have any other lifestyle tips for beginners who are just starting their gym journey?
Yes, sleep is so important. I also sleep much better on gym days. Exercise and good sleep go together very well. For lifestyle tips, drink a lot of water every day, not just at the gym. Eat healthy food. You don't need a very strict diet, but try to eat vegetables, fruits, and protein. Protein helps your muscles recover. Chicken, eggs, and beans are good sources of protein. Also, try to reduce junk food and sugary drinks. Small changes in your diet make a big difference over time. And remember, the gym is just one part of a healthy lifestyle. Sleep, food, and rest all matter too.
Food is such an important topic. I changed my eating habits a little when I started going to the gym. I now eat more protein and fewer sweets. I also drink more water. I used to drink only 1 glass of water a day. Now I drink about 8 glasses. My skin looks better and I have more energy. Mark, let's talk about motivation. Some days I really don't want to go to the gym. I feel lazy or tired. I think many beginners feel this way. How do you stay motivated? What do you do on days when you don't feel like exercising? This is something many people struggle with.
Motivation is a big challenge for everyone, even for experienced gym goers. On days when I don't want to go, I remind myself how good I feel after the workout. During the workout, I might feel tired, but after, I always feel happy and proud. I also have a gym friend. We go together twice a week. Having a gym buddy is a great motivation. You don't want to let your friend down. Another tip, put your gym clothes on. Once I am dressed in my workout clothes, I almost always go. It sounds silly, but it really works. Also, set small goals. When you reach a goal, celebrate it.
A gym buddy is a wonderful idea. I also have a friend who goes with me sometimes. It is much more fun to exercise with someone. We talk between sets and encourage each other. The time goes faster, too. Mark, what about music? I cannot go to the gym without my earphones. Music makes everything better. I make a special playlist for the gym. Fast, energetic songs help me push harder. I think music really affects how hard you exercise. When a good song plays, I feel like I can do more. Do you listen to music at the gym, or do you prefer silence or podcasts? What kind of music do you like when you exercise?
Music is essential for me at the gym. I cannot imagine working out without it. I love listening to upbeat, fast music during exercise. It gives me energy and makes me feel strong. I have a special gym playlist with about 30 songs. I update it every month with new songs so it stays exciting. Some people listen to podcasts or audiobooks at the gym. I tried that once, but I prefer music for high-energy workouts. For slower workouts like stretching or walking, podcasts are nice. The most important thing is to listen to whatever makes you feel good and motivated. Music is a powerful tool for exercise.
I totally agree. Music changes everything. Okay, Mark, let's talk about different types of exercise. At the gym, there are so many options. There is cardio, like running on the treadmill, cycling, and the elliptical machine. Then there is weight training, like lifting dumbbells and using weight machines. There's also group classes like yoga, Zumba, and spinning. It can be confusing for a beginner. I started with cardio because it felt familiar. Walking and running, I knew how to do those things. I felt comfortable there. What do you recommend for beginners? Should they start with cardio or weights? What is your opinion?
That is a great question. I think beginners should do a mix of both cardio and weights. Cardio is good for your heart and burns calories. Weights are good for building muscle and making your body stronger. You don't need to choose just one. A simple beginner program might be 10 minutes of cardio to warm up, then some basic weight exercises, then 10 minutes of cardio or stretching at the end. This is a good balanced workout. Group classes are also great for beginners. The instructor leads the class, so you just follow along. Classes like yoga or beginner aerobics are perfect for people who don't know what to do on their own.
Group classes changed everything for me. I joined a beginner yoga class at my gym, and I loved it. The instructor was very patient and explained every pose. I met other beginners there too. We all felt the same way, a little lost, but happy to learn. After a few classes, I felt much more confident in the gym overall. I also tried a Zumba class. It was like dancing. So much fun. I did not even feel like I was exercising. I was just dancing and laughing. I think group classes are a wonderful option for people who feel shy or confused about the gym. They make exercise feel social and fun.
Zumba sounds like so much fun. I have not tried it yet, but maybe I should. I did try a spinning class once. Spinning is cycling on a stationary bike, but in a group with loud music. It was very intense. I was exhausted after, but I felt amazing. The energy in the room was incredible. Everyone was pushing together. I think group classes create a special atmosphere that is hard to find when you exercise alone. Anna, do you go to group classes every week, or do you also do your own individual workouts? I think a combination is the best approach for most people, especially beginners.
I do both. I go to a yoga class once a week, and then I do my own workout 2 more times a week. I think that is a nice balance. The class gives me structure and social energy, and my individual workouts let me focus on my own goals. Mark, let's talk about gym equipment. There are so many machines in the gym. It can look very scary to a beginner. I remember walking in and seeing all the big machines and thinking, I have no idea what to do. Which machines do you think are the best for beginners? Are there any machines that beginners should avoid at first?
Yes, the gym can look very overwhelming at first. There are so many machines and weights. For beginners, I recommend starting with the simpler machines. The treadmill and stationary bike are great starting points. Everyone knows how to walk and cycle.
The cable machine and the leg press machine are also good for beginners because they guide your movement. Free weights like dumbbells are great too, but start very light. Machines are generally safer than free weights for beginners because they control your movement. Avoid very complicated machines at first, or any machine you do not understand. Always ask a gym staff member to explain a machine before you use it. Safety first.
Yes, safety first always. I still ask questions when I see a new machine. There is no shame in asking. The gym staff are there to help. Mark, I want to talk about something that many beginners worry about, feeling embarrassed at the gym. I know I felt very self-conscious when I first started. I thought everyone was looking at me and judging me. But was that true? No. People at the gym are focused on their own workouts. They are not watching you. Have you ever felt self-conscious at the gym? How did you deal with those feelings? I think this is something many beginners need to hear.
Oh, absolutely. I felt very self-conscious my first few times at the gym. I was afraid of doing exercises wrong in front of people. I was also afraid of using too little weight. But here's what I learned. Nobody cares. Everyone at the gym is thinking about their own workout. They are not looking at you. And even if someone sees you make a mistake, they understand. Everyone was a beginner once. After a few visits, I stopped worrying about what others thought. I just focused on myself and my progress. That mindset change made everything easier. Go to the gym for yourself, not for anyone else. Your only competition is your past self.
I love that. Your only competition is your past self. That is so motivating. It is so true. I only compare myself to who I was last month, not to other people. Everyone is on a different journey. Mark, let's talk about progress. How long does it take to see results at the gym? I think many beginners expect to see changes very quickly, but the reality is that progress takes time. I started noticing small changes after about 1 month. My clothes felt a little different, I had more energy, but big changes took longer, maybe 3 months. What was your experience? When did you first notice real progress?
Progress is a slow and steady process. I started noticing small changes after about 6 weeks. My arms felt slightly stronger and I had more energy during the day. But visible changes in my body took about 3 months of consistent gym visits. I think beginners need to be patient. Social media shows people with amazing bodies and it looks like they got there quickly, but that is not real. Real, healthy progress takes many months. The key word is consistent. Go regularly, eat well, sleep well, and be patient. The results will come. Also, remember that feeling stronger and having more energy are results too, even before you see big physical changes.
Consistency is the key. I could not agree more. Going regularly, even when you don't feel like it, that is what makes the difference. Mark, what about gym etiquette? There are some unwritten rules at the gym. As a beginner, I did not know these rules at first. For example, you should wipe down the equipment after you use it. You should not leave weights on the floor. You should not talk loudly on your phone. These are small things, but they matter. Did you know about gym etiquette when you first started, or did you learn the rules as you went? Are there any important rules you think beginners should know?
Gym etiquette is very important. I learned most rules by watching other people. The main rules are always wipe the machine or mat after you use it. Put weights back in the right place when you finish. Do not occupy a machine when you are not using it. And don't give people unsolicited advice. If someone is exercising, do not interrupt them unless it is urgent. Also, be mindful of personal space. Give people room to exercise comfortably. Be friendly, but respect that some people want to focus and be quiet. Following these simple rules makes the gym a pleasant place for everyone. Beginners who follow gym etiquette are always appreciated by other gym members.
Those are such important rules. I'm glad you mentioned not giving unsolicited advice. I have seen that happen, and it makes people uncomfortable. Mark, I want to ask about setting goals. When you first joined the gym, what was your goal? I think having a clear goal helps you stay focused. My first goal was simple: go to the gym at least twice a week for 1 month. I did not think about losing weight or getting strong yet. Just going regularly was my goal. After 1 month, I felt so proud that I had achieved it. Then I made a new goal. Small goals are the best way to start. What was your first gym goal?
My first goal was also very simple. I wanted to go to the gym 8 times in 1 month. That's twice a week. I wrote it on a piece of paper and put it on my refrigerator. Every time I went to the gym, I put a check mark. Seeing those check marks was very motivating. When I reached 8, I celebrated with a small treat. Setting and reaching goals, even small ones, builds confidence. After my first month, I set a new goal, to do 10 push-ups without stopping. It took me 6 weeks, but I did it. That feeling was wonderful. Goals give you direction and purpose. Without goals, it's easy to lose motivation and stop going.
I love the checkmark idea. I might try that. Mark, what about people who want to lose weight? Many beginners go to the gym specifically for weight loss. Is the gym the right place for that? And what kind of exercises help with weight loss? I know that cardio burns calories, but I also heard that weight training is good for weight loss too. My trainer told me that muscle burns more calories than fat, even when you are resting. Is that true? I found that a little surprising at first. I always thought only running and cycling help you lose weight. What do you know about exercise and weight loss for beginners?
Yes, that is true. Muscle burns more calories than fat even when you're resting. So building muscle through weight training is great for weight loss in the long run. But cardio is also excellent for burning calories during the workout itself. For weight loss, a combination of cardio and weight training is the best approach. But diet is equally, maybe even more important than exercise. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. If you eat too much unhealthy food, exercise alone will not give you the results you want. Eat a balanced diet with protein, vegetables, and good carbohydrates. Reduce sugar and processed food. Combine that with regular gym visits and you will see results.
Diet and exercise together, that is the winning combination. I noticed that my eating habits naturally got better after I started going to the gym. I did not want to ruin my hard work by eating junk food, so the gym actually inspired me to eat better too. Mark, let's talk about gym memberships. Gyms can be expensive. How should a beginner choose a gym? There are big, fancy gyms and smaller, simpler gyms. I go to a medium-sized gym. It is not too fancy, but it has everything I need. I pay a monthly fee. How do you think beginners should think about choosing and paying for a gym? Is a more expensive gym better?
A more expensive gym is not always better. The best gym is the one you will actually go to. Think about location first. A gym close to your home or workplace is ideal. If the gym is far away, you will find excuses not to go. Then think about facilities. Does it have the equipment you need? A treadmill, some weights, and a few machines are enough for a beginner. You don't need a fancy gym with a sauna and a juice bar. Many affordable gyms have everything a beginner needs. Also ask about a trial period. Many gyms let you try for 1 week for free or at a low cost. Use that to see if you like the gym before committing.
The trial period is such a smart idea. I tried my gym for 1 week before signing up. I liked the atmosphere and the people, so I joined. Mark, I want to ask about working out alone versus with a personal trainer. We talked about free trainer sessions, but some people hire a personal trainer for regular sessions. That costs more money. Is it worth it for a beginner? I think a few sessions with a trainer at the start is very helpful, but you don't need a trainer forever. Once you learn the basics, you can work out on your own. What do you think about personal trainers? Did you ever use one regularly?
I think a personal trainer is worth it for the first month or two. Learning the correct form from a professional is very valuable. It prevents injury and makes your workouts more effective. After you learn the basics, you can continue on your own. If money is a concern, even 2 or 3 sessions with a trainer at the beginning is enough to learn the fundamentals. You can also find many free workout videos online for beginners. Many certified trainers post free content on YouTube. That is a great resource if you cannot afford a personal trainer. The important thing is to learn proper form before you start lifting heavier weights or doing complex exercises.
Online videos are so helpful. I watch workout videos all the time. There are so many good ones for beginners. Mark, we have talked about so many great topics today. Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say to someone who is thinking about going to the gym for the first time? Someone who is nervous and not sure if the gym is right for them.
I want to give our listeners one final piece of encouragement before we end. I know how scary that first step can be, but I also know how wonderful it feels once you start. So, what would you say to a nervous first-timer?
I would say just go. Don't overthink it. You don't need to be fit to start going to the gym. The gym is the place where you get fit. Nobody there is judging you. Everyone started somewhere. Walk in, look around, ask for help, and just try. You don't need to have a perfect plan or the perfect gym clothes. You just need to show up. The first day is always the hardest, but after that first day, the second day is easier, and then the third. Before you know it, going to the gym becomes a normal, happy part of your week. Take that first step. Your future self will thank you.
What a beautiful message, Mark. Thank you so much for that. I completely agree. Just show up. That is the most important thing. We talked about so many things today: how to start, what to wear, what to bring, how to stay motivated, gym etiquette, setting goals, and so much more. I hope our listeners feel a little more confident about going to the gym after hearing our conversation. Remember, start slow, be patient, ask for help, and enjoy the journey. The gym is for everyone, including you. Thank you all so much for listening to our podcast today. It was so much fun to talk about this topic.
Thank you, Anna, for hosting this wonderful conversation, and thank you to everyone who listened today. I hope we gave you some useful tips and maybe a little push to try the gym. Remember, fitness is a journey, not a race. Be kind to yourself, celebrate small wins, and keep going even when it's hard. If you have any questions or topics you want us to talk about in the next episode, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, stay active, stay healthy, and keep smiling. See you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here with us today. This podcast is made for beginner English learners, and every episode is simple, fun, and useful. Today, we have a really exciting topic. We are going to talk about travel. Almost everyone loves travel, and talking about it is something you will do all the time in English. Whether you are planning a trip, talking to someone at a hotel, or just sharing your holiday stories, you need travel vocabulary and phrases. By the end of this episode, you will feel much more confident talking about travel in English. Let me introduce my wonderful co-host, Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hello. Thank you, Anna. Hi to all our fantastic listeners. Yes, today we are talking about travel, and I am genuinely excited about this topic. Travel is one of my favorite things to talk about because it connects so naturally to real life. You can use travel English right away when you book a flight, check into a hotel, ask for directions, or order food in a restaurant in another country. For beginners, travel is also a great topic to practice because the vocabulary is very practical. Today, Anna and I will cover lots of useful words, phrases, and example conversations. So get comfortable, relax, and let's explore the world of travel English together. Let's start.
Okay, so let's begin with the very basics. When we talk about travel, the first question is usually, where do you want to go? In English, we can ask this in simple ways. Where do you want to travel? Or where are you going on holiday? Or what is your dream destination? A destination is the place where you want to go. For example, my destination is Paris, or I want to travel to Japan. Other important basic words are a trip, a journey you make to another place, a holiday, time off when you travel or rest, a suitcase, the bag you pack your clothes in. Mark, can you give some more basic travel vocabulary?
Sure. Here are more important basic travel words. A passport, the official document you need to travel to another country. A visa, permission from a country to enter and stay there. A ticket, the document that lets you travel by plane, train, or bus. A flight, a journey by plane. A hotel, a building where you pay to sleep and stay. A map, a drawing that shows streets and places to help you find your way. A tourist, a person who visits a place on holiday. A souvenir, a small gift you buy to remember a place. These are all very common words you will hear when you travel. Learn them.
Those are great words. Passport, visa, ticket, flight, hotel, map, tourist, souvenir, all so useful. Now let's talk about how to plan a trip. When you plan a travel, the first step is usually to choose your destination. Then you need to book your transport. This means you buy your tickets in advance. I want to book a flight to Rome. Next, you book your accommodation, a place to stay. I need to book a hotel room for 3 nights. Then you pack your suitcase. You put your things inside. Finally, you go to the airport or train station. Mark, can you give some useful phrases for booking a trip?
Of course. Here are some very useful phrases for planning a trip. I want to book a flight to London for next Friday. Can I get a return ticket, please? A return ticket means you go and come back. I need a single ticket to Madrid. A single ticket is one way only. I would like to book a hotel room for 2 nights. Do you have any rooms available? What time does the flight depart? Depart means leave. What time does the flight arrive? Is breakfast included in the price? Is breakfast part of the hotel cost? These are all phrases you can use when you plan a real trip. Practice them at home.
Is breakfast included? I love that phrase. It is so useful when you stay in a hotel. Now let's talk about the airport, because for many travelers, the airport is the first big experience. At the airport, there are many important areas and words. Check-in. This is where you show your ticket and passport and give your big suitcase to the airline. Security. This is where they check your bags for safety. Gate. This is the door where you board, get onto, the plane. Boarding, when passengers get on the plane. Arrivals, where passengers come in from flights. Departures, where passengers leave for flights. Mark, give us some airport example sentences.
Great airport vocabulary, Anna. Here are some useful airport sentences. Where is the check-in desk for flight BA204? Please put your bags on the belt at security. Your gate is number 14. Boarding starts at 2:30. Please have your boarding pass ready. A boarding pass is the document that lets you get on the plane. Is this the gate for the flight to Tokyo? The flight has been delayed by 1 hour. Delayed means it starts later than planned. The flight has been canceled, means it doesn't happen at all. My bag is lost. Can you help me? Said when your suitcase doesn't arrive. Very important to know.
My bag is lost. I hope nobody needs to say that, but it is very important to know. Now, let's talk about hotels, because after the airport, the hotel is usually the next big place you visit when you travel. At a hotel, you check in when you arrive and check out when you leave. The reception or front desk is where you go to get your room key and ask questions. The room can be single for 1 person or double for 2. Other useful words: room service, food delivered to your room. A lift takes you between floors. Mark, what phrases can you give for talking to hotel staff?
Sure. Here are very useful hotel phrases. I have a reservation under the name Anna Smith. A reservation is a booking you made before. Can I check in, please? My name is Mark. What time is checkout? Checkout is when you must leave the room. Can I have a wake-up call at 7 o'clock, please? Is there free Wi-Fi in the hotel? My room is too cold. Can you help? The shower is not working. Can I have an extra pillow, please? I would like a room with a sea view. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? Nearby means close to here. These are all real phrases hotel guests use every day. Practice them.
I would like a room with a sea view. That sounds like a wonderful dream. Now, let's talk about different types of transport. There is the plane, the fastest way to travel far. A train, great for traveling between cities, comfortable and fast. A bus, cheaper than a train and good for shorter distances. A ferry, a boat that carries passengers across water between islands or countries. A taxi, a car with a driver that you pay. A car rental, You rent a car and drive yourself. Mark, what type of transport do you prefer when you travel?
Great question. Personally, I love traveling by train because I can relax, look out of the window, and enjoy the scenery. Scenery means the view of nature and landscapes around you. But I also love road trips, traveling by car to different places, making stops along the way. Here are some useful transport phrases. Can I buy a train ticket to Barcelona, please? Which platform does the train leave from? A platform is the area beside the train track where you wait. How long is the journey? Does this bus go to the city center? I would like to rent a car for 3 days. Can you take me to the main station, please? All very practical phrases.
I love train travel too. The scenery is so beautiful. Now, let's talk about asking for directions, because when you travel, you often get lost or do not know where things are. It is very important to know how to ask for help. Some simple ways to ask for directions. Excuse me, where is the nearest metro station? Can you tell me how to get to the museum? How far is it from here? Is it within walking distance? This means, can I walk there, or is it too far? When someone gives you directions, you will hear, turn left, turn right, go straight. Keep walking the same way. Mark, can you give more direction phrases?
Direction words are so important for travelers. Here are more useful phrases. Go straight ahead for 2 blocks, then turn left. The hotel is on your right. Turn right at the traffic lights. Go past the supermarket and turn left. It is just around the corner. This means it is very close. Take the second street on the left. The museum is opposite the park. Opposite means directly across from something. You can walk there in about 10 minutes. Take the underground or subway to the next station. I'm sorry, I'm not from here. I do not know. A polite way to say you cannot help. Very useful.
It is just around the corner. It means something is very close. Now, let's talk about food and restaurants when traveling, because eating is one of the best parts of any trip. When you're in a new country, try the local food, the traditional dishes from that place. In a restaurant, you'll need key phrases. A table for 2, please. Can I see the menu? What do you recommend? I'm vegetarian. Do you have vegetarian options? Can I have the bill, please? The bill shows how much you must pay. Mark, any more restaurant phrases?
Yes, here are more useful restaurant phrases for travelers. I would like to order the pasta, please. What is today's special? The daily special is a dish the chef makes fresh that day. Is this dish spicy? Can I have some water, please? This is delicious, a great compliment for the chef or waiter. Could I have this without onions, please? Useful if you don't like something. Can I pay by card? Do you have a children's menu? We would like separate bills, please. Each person pays for their own food. A very important phrase. What is this dish made of? To find out the ingredients. Always ask if you have food allergies.
What is this dish made of? A smart question if you have food allergies. Now let's talk about sightseeing, one of the most fun parts of travel. Sightseeing means visiting famous and interesting places. A sightseeing spot is called an attraction or a landmark. Famous landmarks include the Eiffel Tower in Paris, Big Ben in London, and the Colosseum in Rome. When you visit, you need phrases like, how much does it cost to enter? What time does it open? Is there a guided tour? A guide walks you around and explains everything. Mark, what are your favorite sightseeing activities?
I love exploring local markets and walking around old city centers. They always feel so alive and interesting. When sightseeing, here are some very useful phrases. 2 tickets to the museum, please. Is photography allowed inside? Some museums do not allow photos. Where is the entrance? How long does the tour take? Do you have an audio guide? An audio guide is a device or phone app that tells you about the place as you walk. Is there a discount for students? Can I buy tickets online? What is the most popular attraction in this city? I would like to visit the Old Town, the historic, original part of a city. Very useful for any sightseeing trip.
Is photography allowed? So important to ask before taking pictures. Now let's talk about shopping when traveling, because buying things is a fun part of many trips. You might visit local markets, shopping streets, or souvenir shops. Useful shopping phrases. How much does this cost? Can I try this on to see if clothing fits? Do you have this in a larger size? This is too expensive. Do you have anything cheaper? I will take it when you decide to buy something. Can I pay in cash? Where can I find a pharmacy? Mark, more shopping phrases?
More shopping phrases for travelers. Do you accept credit cards? Can I get a receipt, please? A receipt is a piece of paper that proves you paid. Is there a tax refund for tourists? Some countries give tourists money back on shopping tax. Do you have this in a different color? Can you gift wrap this? Is this a local product? Good when buying souvenirs. Where's the nearest shopping center? Do you have a sale on? A sale means lower prices. I'm just looking, thank you. A polite way to say you are not ready to buy. These phrases make shopping abroad very easy.
I'm just looking, thank you. I use that phrase all the time. Now let's talk about money and payments when traveling, because when you travel, the money is often different. In Europe, many countries use the euro. In the United Kingdom, they use the pound. In Japan, the yen. You need to exchange money. Change your home currency for the local one. A currency exchange is the place to do this. Useful money phrases. What is the exchange rate today? Can I exchange euros for dollars? Is there an ATM nearby? An ATM gives you cash. Mark, more money phrases?
Yes, money and banking are really important for travelers. Here are more useful phrases. I would like to withdraw some cash. To withdraw means to take money out. Can I use my debit card here? Is there a fee for using this ATM? My card is not working. Can you help? How much does this cost in euros? Do you take foreign currency? Some shops accept the money of other countries. I have traveler's checks. Traveler's checks are a safe way to carry money abroad. Can I get change for this note? A note is paper money. A very practical tip, always tell your bank before you travel so they do not block your card.
Tell your bank before you travel. Such very practical advice. I forgot once and my card was blocked on the first day. Very stressful. Now let's talk about making conversation with local people, one of the best parts of travel. Simple conversation starters. Excuse me, do you speak English? I'm a tourist. Can you help me? I'm visiting from South Korea. This is my first time here. I love your city. What do you recommend? What is the best time of year to visit? Mark, can you give more phrases for friendly conversations with local people?
Meeting local people is the best part of travel. Here are more friendly phrases. How long have you lived here? What is your favorite thing about this place? Are there any hidden gems nearby? A hidden gem is a wonderful place few tourists know about. What local dish must I try? Is this area safe for tourists? I'm staying here for 1 week. I'm traveling alone. I'm traveling with my family. Is there a local market to visit? Thank you so much for your help. And when someone is extra helpful, you made my day. They made you feel very happy.
You made my day is such a warm and friendly expression to know. Now let's talk about common travel problems, because not every trip goes perfectly. Sometimes things go wrong and you need to ask for help. Common problems include a delayed or canceled flight, a lost bag, feeling sick, or losing your passport. Useful phrases for problems. I need help, please. I have lost my passport. I feel sick. Is there a doctor nearby? My bag did not arrive. I missed my train. What can I do? Where is the nearest hospital? I need to contact my embassy. Mark, can you give more problem-solving phrases?
Problem phrases are so important. Here are more useful ones. I do not understand. Can you say that again more slowly? Can you write it down for me, please? Can you call a taxi for me? I am allergic to this medicine. Do you have something else? My phone battery is dead. Can I use your charger? I have lost my wallet. I need to make an emergency call. Is there a police station nearby? Can you help me find my hotel? Here is the address. I do not have travel insurance. Travel insurance helps you pay for problems on your trip. Can I use the phone? These phrases could help in a real emergency. Very important to know.
Travel insurance and emergency phrases, so important. Now let's talk about accommodation, because there are so many different types of places you can stay when you travel. We already mentioned hotels, but there are other options too. A hostel, a cheaper place to stay, often with shared rooms. It is very popular with young travelers and backpackers. A backpacker travels with just a backpack and a small budget. A guest house, a small family-run place, often cheaper and more personal than a big hotel. An Airbnb, renting someone's home for your stay. A resort, a large hotel, often by the beach with activities included. Mark, what type of accommodation do you prefer?
I love different types depending on the trip. For a relaxing holiday, I enjoy a resort by the sea. For a budget city trip, a guest house or Airbnb is perfect. You experience the local area more closely. Here are useful accommodation phrases. I would like to check in, please. Can I have a quiet room? Does the room have air conditioning? Is there a safe in the room? A safe is a locked box for your valuables. Can I leave my luggage here after checkout? Is parking available? Is the hotel near public transport? All very practical questions.
Can I leave my luggage after checkout? So useful when your flight is late in the evening and checkout is in the morning. Now let's talk about weather, because it can completely change all your travel plans. Always check the weather forecast before you travel. Useful weather words: sunny, the sun is shining; rainy, lots of rain; cloudy, covered with clouds; windy, strong wind; hot, very warm; cold, low temperature; snowy, snow is falling; humid, warm and wet air, common in tropical countries. Mark, how does weather affect your travel plans?
Weather really does change everything when you travel. I always check the forecast carefully before packing my suitcase. For hot and sunny weather, I bring light clothes, sunscreen, and a hat. For cold or rainy weather, I pack a jacket and umbrella. Here are useful weather phrases for travel. What is the weather like in Bangkok in July? Is it the rainy season now? Should I bring an umbrella? The weather is perfect for sightseeing. I was not expecting it to be so cold. There's a storm coming. Should I change my plans? What is the best season to visit? Very natural.
What is the best season to visit? Such a useful question. Different places are beautiful at different times of year. Now let's do a fun activity. Let's imagine we are planning a trip together. Mark, let's pretend we are two friends planning a holiday. I will start. So, Mark, where should we go for our next holiday? I really want somewhere sunny and warm. Maybe the beach? This kind of role-play conversation is great practice for our listeners. Try to do this with a friend at home. Think of a destination, talk about transport, accommodation, food, and activities. Real conversations like this will help you remember vocabulary much better than just reading from a list. Ready, Mark?
I love this idea. Let me play along. Great idea, Anna. How about Thailand? It's sunny, warm, and the beaches are beautiful. We can fly there directly from our city. The flights are usually about 11 hours. Let's book a small hotel near the beach. I prefer somewhere quiet and not too expensive. What activities do you want to do there? We can snorkel, swim underwater with a mask, visit temples, try Thai food, and explore local markets. That sounds amazing. I will check the visa requirements. Do we need a visa to go there? This kind of conversation is perfect practice. Listeners, try making your own travel planning conversation with a friend.
That Thailand conversation was so much fun. I really want to go now. Now, let's talk about describing a place when you come back from a trip. People always ask, "How was your holiday?" or "What was it like?" You need to describe places in English. Useful adjectives: beautiful, very nice to look at; crowded, full of many people; peaceful, quiet and calm; exciting, full of interesting things to do; expensive, costs a lot; affordable, good value; amazing, incredible, wonderful; disappointing, not as good as you expected. Mark, can you give some example sentences?
Describing places is so much fun. Here's some natural example sentences. The old town was absolutely beautiful. The streets were narrow and full of history. The beach was very crowded in summer, but still lovely. The mountains were peaceful and perfect for walking. The mood market was exciting. There were so many different smells and colors. The hotel was clean, comfortable, and very affordable. Unfortunately, the weather was disappointing. It rained every day. The city was amazing. I want to go back. The local people were incredibly friendly and welcoming. Notice the adjectives. They paint a picture for the listener. Describing places with feeling and detail makes your stories much more interesting to listen to.
Those descriptions are absolutely wonderful. The streets were narrow and full of history. I can picture it perfectly. Now, let's learn some very useful travel expressions that English speakers use all the time. Hit the road. This means to start a journey. Live out of a suitcase. To travel so much you never stay in one place long. Off the beaten track. Going to places not popular with most tourists. Explore the world. To travel and discover new places. Jet lag. Feeling very tired after changing time zones. Mark, can you give examples using these travel expressions?
I love those travel expressions. Here's some natural example sentences using them. We hit the road early in the morning to beat the traffic. She basically lives out of a suitcase because she travels so much. I prefer off-the-beaten-track destinations away from big crowds. My dream is to explore the world and visit every continent. I had terrible jet lag after flying from New York to Seoul. More great travel expressions. Go sightseeing, to visit tourist attractions. Pack light, bring very few things in your bag. All-inclusive, your holiday price includes food, drinks, and activities. These are all very natural phrases.
Pack light. That is great advice for any traveler. I always bring too many things. Now, let's talk about traveling for different reasons. People travel for many different purposes, not just for holidays. Business travel is when you travel for work, for meetings, conferences, or visiting clients. A conference is a large meeting where many professionals come together. Study abroad means going to another country to study at a school or university. This is very popular with students. Adventure travel is when you travel to do exciting physical activities like hiking, climbing, or whitewater rafting. Cultural travel is when you travel to learn about history, art, and traditions. Mark, have you done any of these?
Yes, I have. I've done business travel, and I absolutely love it when I can combine it with exploring the city, too. I also went hiking in Nepal once. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. The mountains were breathtaking, so beautiful. Here are useful phrases for different types of travel. I am here on a business trip. I'm attending a conference. I'm studying here for one semester. I'm backpacking through Southeast Asia. I went on a hiking trip in the Alps. I'm on a cultural tour of Italy. All natural phrases for explaining why you are traveling.
Breathtaking. What a great word. It means so beautiful it takes your breath away. Now, I want to talk about a very modern topic, traveling with technology. Today, technology makes travel so much easier. You can use apps and websites to book flights, find hotels, get directions, and even translate languages. Some very useful travel apps include Google Maps for directions and finding places, Google Translate to translate words and signs in other languages, Booking.com or Airbnb for finding accommodation, TripAdvisor to read reviews of hotels and restaurants, a weather app to check the forecast, and your bank's app to check your balance. Mark, how do you use technology when you travel?
Technology has completely changed how I travel. I use Google Maps constantly. I almost never get lost anymore. I also use translation apps a lot, especially in countries where I do not speak the language. They are amazing for reading menus, signs, and asking for help. Here are some useful technology phrases for travelers. Can you recommend a good travel app? What is the Wi-Fi password? Is there free Wi-Fi in the lobby? My phone has died. Where can I charge it? I need to buy a local SIM card. A SIM card gives local phone service. Does the hotel have a charging station? Can I connect to the Wi-Fi here? Technology really makes every trip smoother and safer.
What is the Wi-Fi password? Honestly, one of the most important modern travel phrases. Now, let's do a short practice quiz for our listeners. I will ask a question, and Mark will answer using today's travel vocabulary. Listeners, please try to think of your own answer before Mark speaks. First question. You arrive at a hotel. What do you say to the receptionist? Think about the phrases we learned. I have a reservation, I would like to check in, and your name. Then ask about Wi-Fi and checkout time. Imagining real situations is one of the very best ways to improve your English.
Great quiz, Anna. Okay, here's my answer. At the hotel reception, I would say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Mark Johnson." Then the receptionist asks for my passport and gives me my key. I then ask, "What time is checkout? Is breakfast included in the price? Is there free Wi-Fi in the room? Can you recommend a good restaurant for dinner nearby?" And when I go to my room, if there is a problem, I would say, "Excuse me, the air conditioning is not working." Or, "Can I have an extra towel, please?" These are all completely natural hotel conversations. Try saying these phrases out loud at home. Speaking practice builds confidence.
Excellent hotel conversation, Mark. Now, let's do one more practice scenario. You are at a restaurant in Italy. You do not speak Italian. What do you say? Think about the phrases, do you speak English? Can I see the menu? What do you recommend? I am allergic to. This is a very real situation that many travelers face every day. English is the common language of international travel, not just the language of England or America, but the whole world. When people from different countries meet, they communicate in English. This is one of the most important reasons to learn English.
Such a great point. English really is the international language of travel. Here's my restaurant answer. I walk in and say, "Hello, do you have a table for two?" The waiter shows us a table. "Thank you. Can we see the menu?" Then, "What do you recommend? What is the specialty here, the best dish?" If I do not know a word, "What is bruschetta? What is it made of?" When we are ready, I will have the pasta, please. At the end, "Can we have the bill? Can I pay by card?" These phrases work in any restaurant anywhere in the world.
Those phrases work anywhere. So true. Now, I want to give our listeners some final tips for traveling and using English when abroad. Tip 1. Do not be afraid to speak English even if you make mistakes. People appreciate when you try, and most people are kind and helpful. Tip 2. Learn a few words of the local language. Hello, thank you, and please go a very long way. People love it. Tip 3. Carry a notebook and write down useful phrases. Tip 4. Use apps like Google Translate when you are stuck. Tip 5. Smile. A smile is understood everywhere. Mark, do you have any final travel tips?
Great tips, Anna. Here are a few more from me. Tip 6. Always make a copy of your passport and keep it separate from the original, just in case. Tip 7. Buy travel insurance before every trip. It can save a lot of money if things go wrong. Tip 8. Tell someone at home your travel plans, your hotel name, and return date. Tip 9. Be respectful of local customs and cultures. Always be curious and open-minded. Tip 10. Enjoy every single moment. Travel is one of life's greatest gifts. Every trip teaches you something new. Happy travels to everyone.
What a wonderful and rich episode this has been. I am genuinely so happy we covered so many travel topics today. Let me give a final summary of what we talked about. We covered basic travel vocabulary, passport, ticket, hotel, destination. We talked about the airport, different types of transport, hotels, asking for directions, food and restaurants, sightseeing, shopping, money, weather, accommodation, travel problems, technology, and describing places. We also practiced real travel conversations and learned some great travel expressions. There is so much travel English to explore, but today you have a really strong and practical foundation. Remember, the best way to practice is to use the language in real situations. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Anna, and a very big thank you to every listener today. I hope this episode made you feel excited about traveling and using English when you travel. Remember, English is your travel superpower. With English, you can go anywhere and communicate with anyone. Do not wait until your English is perfect. Travel and learn at the same time. Every trip is a language lesson. Review today's vocabulary, practice the phrases with a friend, and you will feel ready for any travel situation. Take great care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.